latest report from my agents.
I am here to present you the report on what the principalities are doing from all across. And so I'm going to present you the report from Jezebel first. Now, Jezebel has been working very hard with the females. Now, in the churches, she's been able to work with the wives of many pastors who have a desire for power and control. And so what she has been able to do is to get those wives to be the head of their households. And since they are controlling their husbands, the pastors, they end up in a situation, these pastors' wives, where they actually control the church. And because of this great work, it is causing a situation now where the women in the church, ordinary women in the church, are now controlling their husbands and are now the heads of the husbands. And in the wider society, Jezebel has been able to influence mainly a lot of young people, young beautiful women, young women, to make them consider themselves to be gods. And now a lot of the young women are calling themselves divas because they believe that they are beautiful and they have made gods unto their own selves. And these are some of the works that she is doing. She is working heavily in the women feminist movement. The whole feminist movement, she is the one who inspires it. And what she has been able to do, even in marriages and other relationships, is to cause women to believe that they are equal to men and greater and above the men. So this is the movement that she has created. And so because of that great work she's doing, women that have good jobs, women that are educated, women who have businesses, they feel now so empowered that they believe they do not need their husbands, they do not need spouses. So what a lot of them are doing now is they are put themselves in a position where they are satisfied with material things. They have their house, their own houses, their cars, and their jobs. And many of them now, they order men, just like people order pizza. So these women who are so independent and feministic, they do not need men. That's what they tell themselves. So when they feel like a man, they order a man, just like people order pizza. And even she has been able to bring in, from that same feministic movement, she has been able to bring in homosexuality. And she has been able also to cause these independent thinking women who believe that they do not need a man and they do not need a husband, all they need is a house and a child. It has caused them to get involved with the use of sex toys. And because of the use of these sex toys, they have now gotten other spirits involved with them. And so they have become more promiscuous. Some of them have become homosexuals. And they are just moving on with this whole homosexual feministic movement, not realizing that this is our work that is going on, thanks to Jezebel, who has been working heavily on that program. And she has been very successful, and she's very proud of the work that she has done with these women. And even the pastors' children of the pastors, many of them, they are more inclined to listen to their mothers than their pastors. But one of the greatest achievements of Jezebel is using these television programs. So with these television sitcoms, Jezebel has been able to show the men to look like they're stupid, and show the women to look like they're the ones who know everything. They are super moms, they are the ones who have knowledge, and they are the ones that the children listen to, and to show that the men are complete idiots. And these are some of the achievements of Jezebel. And she's also working as I told you, with those sex toys. This is one of the ways that we possess these women, with those sex toys. So as they use these sex toys, they get more rebellious against men. They get more feministic, and they get that hatred against men increase. So as they use these sex toys, the hatred against men increase. And these women who use those things, they will reach a point where they just do not want to deal with men anymore. So that is it for Jezebel's report.
There are people praying against us right now. What is the latest report from Mammon? Time is running out on my agents. We must move fast.
So now I'm going to present you the report from Mammon. Now Mammon has been working very hard in the churches, and especially with the prosperity gospel. So with this prosperity gospel, they now are so engrossed in picking up money and thinking about money that they do not think of the thing that their master called them to do. Their master told them about salvation and all of that, but that's not important to them. So they are not interested in evangelism, and that's very good for us, because one of the ways they take our souls from us, they take our people, is through evangelism. And so because Mammon was so able to bring in the prosperity gospel, they do not evangelize, they do not spend their money on evangelism. So now we are protecting our territory. So they cannot see, they're blind, they cannot see that. But we have been able to protect our territory, letting them focus on money. We let them focus on prosperity, and they do not do evangelism. They do not really think about souls. And so they leave our people alone. We have manipulated them, we have deceived them now to bring ATM machines in their churches. These ATM machines swipe cards in their churches now. And that's because the whole thrust is money. The other thing that we have been able to do is use the governments to get the churches to church exemption. Now with that church exemption where they do not pay taxes, some of these pastors cannot criticize the men that we have in position. Our politicians, our lawyers, and people who do things for us. Because of this fact that they are getting these concessions from us, those government taxes, some of them is like they have a bridle on their mouth and they cannot criticize anything that is happening against their principles. So we have them there. And Mammon has been able also to deceive a lot of the pastors and the prophets, because now what some of the prophets have done, they have come to us to get powers for their churches. So we give them powers to slay people in the realm of the spirit. We give them powers to prophesy. And we also give them powers to have a lot of people coming into their congregations. So we give them these powers. And at the end of the day, the pastors, some of these prophets are very happy because they are making a lot of money from our innovations and our techniques. And so we have them in different places, in different churches now. And the work is going on as you instructed us. So I think that Mammon has been able to do a good work for us, and he thought that he would be pleased with the work that he has been able to do. So this is the report from Mammon at this point.
Very good. Very good. What is the latest report from persecution?
So now I'm giving you the report on the head of persecution. Now, I know you remember that image that Nebuchadnezzar built. You influenced Nebuchadnezzar to build that image. And when the people heard the sound of the instrument, everybody was supposed to bow down. And if they didn't bow down, they would be killed. And I know that you wanted us to bring in that image in a different form. Well, we have done it. And we have brought in the new image that people have to bow down to. If not, they are going to die and be persecuted. And that is the LGBT. So we have been able to successfully bring in a system where anyone, organization, business who goes against LGBT, they will be sent into the burning fiery furnace of persecution. So right now, what we have is a situation where people who goes against the LGBT, once they have businesses, we close their businesses down. Once, if they are athletes or whatever, we just shut them down. And so they have to comply. Just like they bow down to this image of Nebuchadnezzar, they have to bow down to LGBT. And I know you will be happy because you always wanted us to bring a system where they would be teaching it to the children. Well, we have it now where it is being taught in the schools. And so we have our lawyers and judges working to make it mandatory that all school children need to learn about LGBT. But we are getting some resistance from the Christians. The Christians do not want their children to learn it, and they are praying against us, they are protesting against us. But I believe in the end we will be successful against those Christians. But right now, as we speak, we have our lawyers in all countries, we have judges on our sides, but they are just waiting for the right time to bring it into law in every country in the world. And the persecution of the Christians have started. In some countries, any pastor, street preacher, or any one of them who preach against LGBT, they are getting arrested. And we have it where we just dropped some charges. It could be some false charges on them. And we have started in many cases. Just bring some false charges and we're going to get them. And so what our judges are doing is to make it where once they preach against homosexuality, they consider it to be like hate. So anything that they're going to talk about for their master, we're going to call it hate. So when they talk against homosexuality and LGBT, we're going to call it hate. So anytime on radio, television, anywhere they preach, or even in their churches, once they talk against homosexuality and LGBT, people will know that these people are people that are very hateful, and there will be no love for them. And we have been able to do that. We are getting some of them, even some of the big countries in the world, we are getting them arrested. And so we have our LGBT people in the government, in the police force, in politics, everywhere. And there are many people right now who have lost their businesses because they refuse to serve some of our people. And some of these things have reached the highest courts. But the problem that we have is that these Christian people are working against us. And so what we have is a situation where I know, as you already told us, that that time is coming. Their master wants to come back for them. And we are doing the best that we can, and we know we do not have much time, but we are doing the best that we can to deceive as many of them, to bring down as many of them. And we have them in different parts of the world, and they believe that they are doing a good thing, but they are already deceived. The master is about to come for them, and we have to make it look like that is not going to happen. This is why we bring in the prosperity gospel, so that even Christians will not think that the master is coming soon. They'll be thinking of money and prosperity and not think about the master is coming. The book of Revelations, they do not even preach about that in a lot of their churches. And Daniel, to tell them about what is happening. And we have done that deliberately. But we know that the master is coming, and they are in a situation where we have to deceive them. So I'm hearing something. Are you not hearing something? There's a vibration going on. I think somebody's praying. There are people that are praying against us. There are people that are praying against us, and I cannot remember what it is I have to tell you. But
it is John and Marcus praying.